All right, we'll continue with the trading sessions and who Forex is for. So, as I explained in the previous video, Forex trading part 1, if you missed that particular video, kindly make sure you watch because there's a lot of information there. All right, so we have so many participants in the Forex market, so many of them, which means it is very difficult for just an individual or one person to manipulate or influence the market because we have a lot of money flowing in the Forex market. That is why if you can learn and take advantage, yes, you have to. So we have the central banks. These exchanges, foreign exchanges, basically the banks are doing them. The commercial banks, they trade in high volume. The exchange there is very, very high. They deal with huge amount of currencies. The hedge funds too, and the other institutions. And these people, mostly what they do is they trade opposite to your direction. So if you are buying, they are also selling, just to make sure there is a balance in the system. We have international companies and the retail traders. Who are the retail traders? The retail traders are actually you and I. Yes, they are actually you and I. So once we have all these people going in or taking advantage of the market, it means the market is always there for you. Mostly the market works 24 hours a day, just from morning through to the next day. But that is from Monday to Friday. But on Saturdays, the Forex market closes Saturday and Sunday. But Bitcoin and the other commodity pairs, the cryptos, they work during the Saturday and Sunday. So mostly, if I'm trading, I just target Bitcoin around Sundays because most of the time I'm just focused on it, and I get a lot from there too, which means you can also take advantage. So if you're having a side job, if any profession that you are in, you can be a retail trader. And with time, our strategy will focus on how these central banks and commercial banks are operating. That is the smart way of dealing in the market. You just have to know what they do, because if they are coming with the high volume, high daily trading volume, it means those are the times that you have to focus. All right, so the next part is dealing with the sessions. When we talk about forex sessions, it's about trading hours, the time. Each of the pairs, we have the pound JPY, we have the pound USD as mentioned earlier, as explained here. So we have all these currency pairs. They all have their time, where they are very volatile, where many traders are online. And those times actually sense or reflects with where the currency is coming from, because of the different time zones that we have in the world. Especially if you come to Ghana around this particular time, which is 12:30 a.m. That is the time I'm recording this video. Maybe at a particular place it is daytime, where trading is actually going on. So in Ghana around this particular time we are asleep. Many people are resting for the next day. It means if there is any activity ongoing, they are all on pause or very slow. But the other sessions in Canada, maybe in USA and the other countries, you see that maybe it's daytime there. So around this particular time, whatever is going on is very active, and those are the times you have to focus on. So if you take, we have about 4 different sessions. First of all, we have the Sydney session. In Ghana, it starts from 10 p.m. GMT. Yeah, 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Just 22 o'clock to, yes, 7 o'clock GMT. Around that particular time, that is where the Sydney session. So if you come to Ghana, it will be in the night session, the midnight. The Sydney people are operating, and if they are operating, it means their currencies are in use, and the common currency there is the Australian dollar against the dollar, the Australian dollar against the pound JPY, the New Zealand too. Once you search around this, you see that around those times they will be very, very active, and those are the currencies that you should target. So the major pairs there are the New Zealand and the Australian dollar. That is the Sydney session. We have the Tokyo too, the Tokyo where most of the JPY, Japanese yen. If I mention JPY, if you hear JPY, it means Japanese yen. That is their currency. That is where they are also active from 12 a.m. at midnight in Ghana to 9 a.m. in the morning. So around this time, which means around this time we have the Sydney. Sydney starts from 10 to 7, and here Tokyo starts from 12 a.m. to 9 a.m. So around this time, those two sessions, we have their overlap. They meet around that particular zone. Yes, and if you're able to also at least, you know that the Sydney starts from 10, and here it starts from 12 a.m. So if you want to trade, the best time to start is to target at 12 a.m. since you have the overlap from the 2 time frame, and also like from 12 to 7, because here ends at 9 a.m. All right. So the target here, or the main education here, is to just target the pair according to the active session. If you are trading pound JPY or any of these currencies, Euro JPY, like if you are trading it during daytime, the movement is something. Unless maybe because Euro and the pound, they are in the lending session, you get something. But during the daytime, especially in Ghana, around, let's say 11 going, and you are still focusing on Euro JPY and pound JPY, you feel it. You see that the market is moving very slowly, and you may not love it or like it. So the lending sessions too, they start from 8 to 5. That is the euro and the pound. We have these are the currencies that you can focus on. But me, mostly I just target the euro and the pound. And you can also target the euro pound as well against the dollar. They are all there. So which means in Ghana from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Yeah, you get the best movement around that time. The market is very volatile. But aside that, when you enter the Asian session, it's something. It has to at least work out its own liquidities and the rest. All right. So once we are having from 8 to 5, then the last one is the New York. The New York session to, from 1 p.m. That is where they are also active. Our guys, that is where they are also active. You also target around the same currency, but mostly the dollar. Any pair against the dollar, that is where you target. The USD JPY, because dollar is moving, sometimes you get that particular movement. Once dollar is moving, it affects the pound JPY too. But the dollar is the focus here. Just try and target every pair according to its session. And I believe once you start trading, you are going to get a pair that you are actually interested in, and you get to know the flow. If you look at your session, how your place, which time zone actually fits you, and where you can get many, at least you can benefit from the market, you just take advantage. Some people trade all the time, but at least, massa, you have to rest. Get some rest for us. The money is not for you always. You just have to relax sometimes. So in general, knowing what pair to at least choose is very critical. in your trading. Once you get it, once you understand it, you'll be able to make enough from the market. So the Sydney session, that is the time. All this information are available with ChatGPT. Once you type it, you are going to get all this. Sydney from 10 to 7, and these are the pairs. As I mentioned, the Tokyo 2, we know that from 12 a.m. to 9, London 8 to 7, New York, and from 1 to 10. So in the afternoon too, it is also good to also target, instead of for both London and New York to at least overlap. You see that 8 o'clock up to 8 to 1, which means from 1 o'clock to at least 5 o'clock, we have 2 sessions overlapping with the London and the New York. And during those times, you'll be able to make more. So in London session, the euro and the pound move more, as I explained, in the Tokyo to the pound JPY. That is the simple explanation for the trading session. I believe you now you are with me, and now you know that you are also a participant in the forex market. Okay, so I'll also end this video here so that we will prepare for the next video. I believe if you are okay with how these things are going, please like, comment, and share these videos with others and help at least boost the morale so that we can bring more videos, right?